is hurt. Where do they go from here? And as a bonus, or the dynasty not really go away? Are we still in the midst of it? Meanwhile, Eagles undefeated, but it's ugly, and A.J. Brown is literally asking the heavens for help. Brew will weigh in on that as well. And finally, Cowboys-Packers tie. But did Jerry Jones win? Yeah. Alongside an upright Nick Wright, I am Kevin Wildes. Brew, are you going to be able to make it through the show today? Because Nick hasn't even really started. And I'm sure he's got a number of full screens, and there's a whole sandwich thing, I assume.
Well, you know I play hurt, Wild.
Yeah.
I play through pain.
That's true, but you're in a lot of it. Your shoe is... You got those socks with the grip on the bottom so you don't fall.
Brew, what'd you used to do for a living?
Yeah, I wrote for the New York Times at one point. And this is what's become of me.
It's unbelievable.
Ravens, what have you done to a brother?
Okay, let's start the show. We're starting with the 1-3 Ravens. And the first things first, Bowl Part 3. It was not a good showing. The Ravens were beat up mentally and physically, and eventually, this is true, we got some Cooper Rush snaps, and when he entered the game, Tony Romo said, we might see a spark here. That's not great.
That happened.
For one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Here's Harbaugh on the injuries and Lamar's exit.
It's tough in a game like this against a really good team on the road, but you know, you got to try to find a way to win anyway. And we never made excuses for those kind of things. And the guys who are up there are going to play well, and we've got to find ways to put our guys in the best positions to execute, play after play, and play a winning football game. You know, that'll be our challenge.
Could Lamar have come back in had it not been a three-score game?
I really don't have the answer to that right now.
Brew, how concerning was this loss?
Concerned? Do I look concerned? I'm not concerned in the least bit. I'm distressed.
I didn't realize you had actual
I'm distraught.
bruises.
I'm alarmed. My boys are in trouble.
You don't say.
The defense, I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs got a boost from Xavier Worthy, but that was horrendous. They already were missing 4 starting defenders. Now they got 3 more injured in that game. They got beat up. And then the coaching, Nick, was abysmal. They're treating Derrick Henry like he's Miles Sanders. Like he's an ancillary part rather than a co-superstar.
They have the greatest thrower of the football ever.
Yeah.
He's the highest passer rate in the history of the league. I don't know if you guys have heard.
Honestly, I do think at times Harbaugh is so invested in making Lamar, making sure, you know, everybody knows Lamar can throw the football and is a great passer, that he forgets about Derrick Henry.
A PR battle?
It was a 4th and 1.
Yeah.
They're down 13-7 in the second quarter, 4th and 1 from your own 41, and Derrick Henry's not even in the game?
A 3rd and 1 later in the game.
Yes.
He's not in the game. And Tony Romo flipped out. Lamar takes a sack. They end up kicking a field goal.
Well, Romo said it right in that it's not just running Derrick Henry. It's the threat of running Derrick Henry that you have to account for. And, Nick, when they missed that 4th down, the Chiefs scored a touchdown. That felt like it was over at 20-7. And, you know, they came back, scored, made it 20-10, but it felt like it was over. And then Lamar. Lamar said it a few years ago, and he was right. He can deny it, but it looks like he knows it in his mind. For the time being, the Chiefs are indeed his kryptonite. No turnovers in the first 3 games of the year, 2 in this game. And when he was sitting there before he was out of the game, on the sideline, looking at the iPad, it felt to me like I felt like I could be. That felt like it wasn't even anything on the iPad. Like it just felt like it was body like he was just frustrated. He was. It looked like the last place he wanted to be in the world was Kansas City playing in the football game.
I totally agree with you.
It just they got a lot of work to do. Look, they're my pick. We don't change our picks. I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off, but the lug nuts and all that, everything is The reels are wobbly, Nick.
So listen, I think people incorrectly feel that what was confirmed in that game is that the Ravens' biggest concern is their defense. I disagree with that. Because what was confirmed in that game was, even if they get the defense fixed, they are not getting MVP Lamar when the chips are down. And I know it's an annual tradition. I am a hater, I'm unfair, I'm weird towards Lamar when I have no reason to be. And then either the postseason comes around or a game against Kansas City comes around, and it's like, oh, maybe the annoying guy's on to something. And nobody likes the comp. We all wince at the comp, but everybody watched that game and watched Lamar, who never throws picks. In fact, the last 30 games for Lamar. Can we show you his only multi-turnover games? Must be a coincidence. The last 30 games. And in fact, if we show you the 7 picks he has thrown in the last 25 games, which is unbelievable. The 4 regular season ones last year, roll them if we can, Dust. People are right. They're unlucky. That hits a receiver in the hands. That's not a bad throw. This hits a receiver in the hands. That's not a bad throw. These are
other teams.
Right, yeah. These are regular season last year. That looks like a catch, but it was stolen. Yeah. And this one, Bateman stops running. We can, that's...
No, but I remember
Okay, none of those... So this is, by the way, that's every pick, okay? Now Dust show the 3 postseason and last night. None of them look like that.
Yeah.
Or last year, this.
The fumble was even worse.
Right. Or last night.
This is nuts.
It's first down. You're ahead. It's 7-3 on 1st and 10. Like that. And those 3 games, we stop rolling it. You know what it also has in common? Bad fumble.
Yep.
So you can't, at some point, as much as people hate to admit it, I wasn't wrong about this comp. I'm sorry, guys. An all-time legendary first ballot Hall of Fame MVP performer that you simply can't trust when the chips are down.
He doesn't look good in that Rockets uniform.
He doesn't look good in the Rockets uniform, and James Harden doesn't look...
Harden's awesome.
So
big beard.
You can't, at this point, you can't, that's fair. I'm hoping, and I bet Lamar fans are I'm hoping it's more, and LeBron obviously didn't fail as much as Harden, but that it's more LeBron where he struggled against Dallas in the finals, maybe the year before against Boston, and then overcame it. That's what I'm hoping. Lamar, I hope he overcomes it in legendary fashion like LeBron did.
And listen, the defense got more banged up during the game, as you mentioned, and that might be a tipping point for them over the next month in the regular season. But
you mean as far as
this ability to falling out of the playoff race, you know what I mean, in the short term. But I have been aghast surveying today's media landscape at how many people who were fully confident. They knew the Ravens injury report going into the game. Right. And were fully confident that defense, without Matabuke, without Van Noy, with Xavier Worthy coming back, that they were going to be able to shut down or at least stymie the Chiefs' offense, that the only blowout possible was the other direction. Today, acting like the Ravens are the first team ever to lose a couple guys during a game to injury. And be like, well, what do you want? There's nothing we can make of that game. They're down all their guys. They weren't down offensive players. Ronnie Stanley went out. But they weren't, if they had lost that game 37-35, then we say, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the injuries. That offense did not look like the Ravens offense, and I feel like I know why.
Well, Spagnuolo really had Lamar confused. I mean, he was beyond confused. And, yeah, without Ronnie Stanley, they didn't have much defense against the pass rush. But still, Lamar was just out of sorts.
Run Derrick Henry.
Even when you're down, they had plenty of time left. They could have run Derrick Henry. And they've never, and last year, obviously, they were fantastic offensively. But it feels like they've never fully, there were plenty of games last season where they had a rhythm between the two of them. But it feels like the coaching staff has never fully kind of figured out how to use them both to the best of their ability.
This is not brain surgery.
No,
I mean, I'm not
but
like
that's
a
where
head
I talked
football
about
coach, but,
Harbaugh.
like,
It's like he just wants Lamar to throw it so much
I mean,
that
Henry
you're
had
not
1,900
sometimes
yards last
He
year.
had 8. So here's Derrick Henry this year. This has been an all-year thing. I
Yeah.
felt like we were hot last year. At Buffalo, hey, you had an offensive explosion where
And
you're
he was
rolling.
great.
Cleveland, we chalked it up to, you know what, it's hard to run on the Browns. Same with the Lions. We had 23 yards, 50 yards against the Lions. And then yesterday, 8 rushes for 42 yards. It's his 3rd straight game with 50 or fewer. That hasn't happened since 2018.
And what was crazy is
I
he
don't
had
think
4,
it's him at all.
He had 4 for
Other than the
32,
fumbles.
Brew.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
On that
Yeah.
opening drive, you know what I mean? And then they didn't. They went away from it.
All right, Ravens
It
hosted
would
Texans
last
next
thing
week.
with that defense, you
Yep.
would think maybe let's go ball control offense and just ground and pound. Because against
You don't
Buffalo,
win MVPs that way, guys.
at times against Buffalo, they scored too fast
Yeah.
for that defense.
Yeah, but
You know what's
listen,
come?
you gotta-
Harbaugh hot seat.
He's the greatest. Well,
I mean, look,
Coming around the bend.
he will get another job somewhere.
wow,
but this,
we're on another job.
no, I mean, this should be the season. Because if it doesn't work, if they go out, I still feel confident they'll make the playoffs, assuming Lamar's not hurt and gonna miss games. But they are, if they go out unceremoniously in the playoffs, you have to look at a coaching staff.
And that's
You have
We got,
to.
sorry, I didn't mean to. That's going to set us off. I got to do the Chiefs.
fine.
Are you excited to do the Chiefs? Or do you
Sure,
wanna
let's
talk
do
about-
it.
Okay. Harbaugh's future in Miami. As for the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy returned, and so did the championship vibe at Arrowhead. Mahomes goes for 270 and 4 touchdowns. Here he was after the game.
He's just so explosive. I mean, you just see it when you get the football in his hands, man. It just makes the defenses have to adjust, and when they adjust, it's like he gets so much attention on him. Other guys can make plays happen, and so just having him out there, not only for his physical ability, but just the morale of the room, I thought it was huge.
Now, sometimes for these questions, we also put it on the bar so you can like play along at home. So we're going to say faith restored.
It's a dumb question. Why would we put that on the bar?
Okay.
Only fools, liars, or charlatans lost faith in the greatest team with the greatest player and one of the greatest coaches in the history of the league because they played a few bad quarters. So, like, they didn't actually lose. Brew didn't lose faith.
I didn't lose
Correct.
faith.
Brew didn't lose faith.
I
And Wilds isn't a fool. Now, maybe a charlatan. We'll find out over the course of this segment. But to everyone else in the media, you feel a little ridiculous, don't you? You stepped on that same rake again. You were like, I'm not going to step on it next year. And then a couple shaky quarters against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Chargers. You're like, you know what? That rake looks awful delicious. Now, the Chiefs have done so much for me. And now they've done something else.
Wow.
Because I was so excited about my team being the first, only, everlasting three-peat in the NFL. And they came up short. In fact, they came up short in kind of historic fashion, embarrassing fashion, and then it, carried over to the beginning of next season. And then they made it up by making sure there was a three-peat in the NFL. Guys, the NFL's first three-peat, first things first bowl. 1, 2, and 3. I beat them to it.
I think that bowl's going to end.
I got to tell you.
Pretty much.
And here is the thing.
A banner of yourself is wild.
What do you mean?
Especially one
The
with
fact that you
highlights.
called
And he's
the
got
producers,
highlights, too.
they're like, what's the idea for the banner? It's like, the second one, me.
I asked them actually to put Brew in the hospital bed on the bottom of it. They said that was too mean.
Guys.
Oh, guys, just please, time capsule the takes. The Chargers run the AFC West now. Okay, we'll see. Not every team can go to the Meadowlands and get a win. The Chiefs can, evidently the